Well, I'm just back from a week-long holiday from YouTube, or should I say a week-long exile from YouTube. YouTube decided to exile me for the heinous crime of criticising and calling out a terrorist organisation. I'm not going to say any more about that because the way YouTube are, they're so censorious they'll probably censor me yet again for being critical of the aforementioned terrorists. So that's why I've been off the channel for just over a week. I got a week ban, or a week-long ban. And of course, a lot's happened in that time. We've seen the monstrous withdrawal from Afghanistan by sleepy Joe Biden. And on another note, talking about the censors, the social media bully boys and Stasi who silence people at the drop of a hat. Well, on Facebook, I'm told that people are getting banned and content removed for criticising Joe Biden. It's been flagged as fake news, or whatever they call it on Facebook these days. So the censorious nature of these social media platforms is getting worse and worse and worse. And really and truthfully, they need to be taken down a peg or two. And obviously in the UK, we've got another problem because our great libertarian Prime Minister and his great libertarian government are about to pass some of the most draconian anti-free speech legislation in the history of the United Kingdom, or certainly in modern history. And they're threatening to levy fines of up to $1 billion or £1 billion on social media platforms that publish content that is deemed to be harmful, whatever that means. And that's the problem with this. It is so ambiguous that you could be committing an offence without even knowing you committed an offence. So it's not just the social media platforms that are a problem, it's the governments. And the governments, these liberal, so-called liberal, there's nothing liberal about them at all. These authoritarian woke governments and the authoritarian woke social media platforms are attacking your free speech. Now, what I'm doing, and when it's fully tested and up and running, I'll let everybody know. I've basically built a platform, a social media platform, and it's perfectly usable. The only issue is, obviously, and the thing that worries me is when this legislation goes through, am I going to put myself in a situation where I could end up with a £1 billion fine, which of course I would never, or several £1 million fine, which I would never be able to pay in 20 lifetimes, let alone the few years that I've got left on this piece of rock. But I've built a social media platform and I will be opening up fairly soon. I'm going to get people testing it first. It's not going to have an app. It's going to be really desktop based, but you can use it on a mobile phone. You can set it up and chat away on a mobile phone. It's very, very mobile friendly, but it won't be an app yet. So that's in the pipeline, and we'll see how that goes. And it's an interesting thing because once I've done that, it puts me in a position where nobody can censor me. They can't ban my videos. I'd have to ban myself. So it means I can say what I want. Obviously, the interesting thing about this is none of us that have been involved in this movement, that have been banned from all the social media platforms, that have been censored, that have been monitored by the police, none of us has ever been arrested for hate speech. I've never been arrested for hate speech. As far as I know, Tommy Robinson's never been arrested for hate speech. So it's very interesting that the window is getting tighter and tighter as to what you can and can't say. And even within that window, none of us who are meant to be these great controversial, supposedly right-wing ideologues have ever been dragged through the courts, because we're not committing hate speech, because what we're doing is telling the truth. But of course, the social media platforms don't want us telling the truth. So it's going to be an interesting exercise. If I find myself landed with a multi-million pound bill from the British legal system, well, then I'll know it wasn't such a great idea. If we can do it and manage it in such a way that we protect free speech and avoid getting ourselves entangled with the British judicial system, then it'll be a job well done. So that's going to be rolled out over the next few months. It's not going to be for profit. It's literally going to be a labour of love for the movement, which I'm going to self-fund, and we'll see how it goes. So the platform's there. It's already built. It's just a question of how to manage it, and obviously how to keep the people that we really don't want on the platform off it as well. Because what I want the platform to do is to be able to inform people what's happening and what the threats are to the United Kingdom, what the threats are from terrorism, from religious extremists, from nationalist extremists in Scotland and Wales, and of course the Republicans in Northern Ireland, as well as the woke agenda. So it's really designed to highlight those issues and to stimulate discussion about how we solve the very, very serious problems that our country's facing, and how we find a social, moral and political way forward. So that's the idea of it. So we shouldn't fall foul of any newfangled laws, and we will censor people that have been threatening, abusive, using bad language, etc., etc. It's not a free speech platform in the truest sense of the word, because in the UK you can't actually have free speech anymore. But it is going to be a platform for open discussion and open debate. And like I say, we'll not tolerate racism, anti-Semitism, or any of the unpleasantness that has gone on some of the other platforms that have quite rightly set themselves up to protect free speech, but then have been hijacked by Nazis and knuckle-dragging imbeciles that have only one purpose, and that's to destabilise the country and not provide solutions and solve the problems that we face. So that is what is going to be coming up, and I will keep everybody informed on this channel. Once the platform is up, we will test it, and if it's working how I think it'll work, it should be a good asset. It's not going to be something I would imagine where we have several million people on it, but if we had a few hundred or a few thousand good, patriotic, intelligent, articulate people, it builds a core for going forward on all sorts of different levels, and doing all sorts of good work to help save the Union. Because obviously the next big battle we're going to face is saving the United Kingdom from being completely torn apart by the vile Scottish Nationalist Party, the equally reprehensible Sinn Féin, their lackeys in the SDLP, the Alliance Party, and of course those few people in funny hats called Plaid Cymru. So let battle commence, but let's do it in a sensible way and a measured way, and let's see if we can actually win this war. So I'll let you know more about that as and when it happens. And that's all I'm going to say. Hopefully we'll be in a situation very soon where if YouTube ditches and boot us off the channel, well, so what? So be it. And what I would like to do is everybody that follows me on YouTube, and I know I haven't done videos lately because obviously I was banned for 7 days and then I've been busy with work, but everybody that follows me on YouTube, jump onto the new platform when it's ready. I'll give you plenty of notice, and I'll put the links in the videos. At the minute I'm not launching it yet, but I'm just telling you it's there, it's ready. It just needs a little bit more testing, and then we'll roll it out, and obviously we'll make it very, very clear how it's going to work and what we expect from people that are going to use the platform. And I think that's a big thing as well. I think we've got to do it in a way that's going to engender respect and good debate and good dialogue, and not just become another one of these poison platforms where people are just attacking each other, demonizing and vilifying each other. What it's about is it's about finding solutions to the very real and serious problems that our country faces, whether it be immigration, whether it be radical Islam, whether it be the woke agenda, whether it be this political correctness that has not gone mad, it's gone completely insane. So that's the plan, and it's going to happen. It's just a question of when we launch it, but it will be within the next couple of months, and I want everybody to jump on. I'm going to set up a Facebook page for it. I'll probably set up a separate YouTube channel for it as well, and it's going to be very interesting to see how it all goes and how it develops. Anyway, that's me. I've had enough of being censored. I've had enough of being silenced. I'm going to have my own platform, and you're all welcome to jump on board. And as long as we're sensible, I think we can steer clear of these crazy laws that the UK government is going to pass. There's no point in unnecessarily putting our heads in the noose and basically destroying something which could work extremely well for everybody that cares about this country and wants to see positive change and wants to see things go in the right direction. I'll see you all soon and look forward to the platform.